For this piece of artwork, we're going to change geometric shapes into freeform shapes. The very first thing you want to do is have a nice piece of paper, watercolor or mixed media paper. Please write your name on the back and then flip it on over. Now on the front side, we are going to use some nice juicy markers. That means markers that work really well, not dry markers. And we're going to make our 5 most basic shapes. These are geometric shapes because we know their names. We have a circle, square, and triangle. You can see sometimes I'm using dots to create my shapes. Now I'm going to make an oval. I just simply do. Oh no, I made a mistake. What can I do? Well, I can't flip it over because my name's on the back. Maybe maybe I could erase it. Oh, that doesn't work for markers. Who has an idea of how to turn this whoops into a wow? Oh, good suggestion. Making the oval over that mistake and then filling it all in. Hey, great job. Now I have a rectangle. These are the 5 most basic geometric shapes that we will be creating first. Now let's advance those geometric shapes. We're going to get started by making a rhombus. I'm starting with those dots to help me out. This also creates some really nice corners. Filling that in as I have in the past. Now for a pentagon. Pentagon is a 5-sided shape, so we will start with 5 dots. The first 3 kind of look like a triangle, and then we add some dots on the bottom. When we connect those dots, we end up with a 5-sided shape. We'll start this one out like a square, but then add 2 more dots, connecting the arrows on either side and then the top and bottom, filling that in, and this becomes a hexagon, a 6-sided shape. Now for my favorite shape name, it's a parallelogram. It's a lot like a rectangle that someone tipped over a little bit. There's a top and a bottom, 2 parallel diagonal lines, and we have a parallelogram. Now for an octagon. For this, we are going to start with a line on the top, a line on the bottom, a line on the side, and a line on the side. These vertical and horizontal lines will be connected with diagonal lines. This 8-sided shape is called an octagon. I'm running out of space, so I'm going to turn my page to make a trapezoid. A trapezoid is kind of like a triangle that someone chopped off the top. So we have the triangle beginning and then a rooftop, and we fill that in like so. Now to advance this artwork, we're going to do the following. You can take a scrap paper and draw some shapes that are falling off the page. Notice I'm going right off the edge of my page. Another way is overlapping. So here I'm going to take a circle and make this octagon look like it's in front. I started on the octagon, ended on the octagon, and look, it looks like the octagon's in front of the circle. I'm going to add as many shapes as I possibly can, going off the page, overlapping, and adding shapes wherever I can. Now we're going to need a tray to place underneath our artwork. And I'm going to show you 2 methods. The first one is using snow. Yep. If you're in a cold environment, you can go out and get some snow and you take little bits of snow and place it on top of your artwork. When you leave this to dry, you want to make sure that your art stays flat. This snow will melt and then dry, and you will be surprised because it will actually turn these geometric shapes into free-form shapes. Did you know that another name for free-form shapes is organic shapes? Let me show you a dried version of this project. This is completely dried, and you can see that it has changed my geometric shapes. If you don't have snow or ice shavings, you can use water. So all I do is place my fingers inside some water and start flicking this water on top of my artwork. It's still on a tray. Can you see it? The water actually making the marker move around? Be sure not to use too much water or this could happen. All of your shapes might disappear. Just the right amount of splash is going to give you an image like this. Now I'll need a writing utensil. In my case, I'm using a colored Sharpie. And I'm going to go into my dried piece of artwork and find all the freeform shapes. Take a look at this. I'm just adding a little outline around all the shapes that I can possibly find. Some of these shapes are going to be quite strange, but that's the fun of organic shapes. Now you can see that I'm continuing through this for the entire piece of artwork. This might be how far you get on this artwork, just outlining your organic shapes. But if you do have extra time in the class period, or you want to bring this to the next level, you can get some crayons. These crayons are going to be used to color all the white spots, make the white disappear. I'm using one color, but it's up to you how you're going to address this. I think using one color allows my shapes to really stand out. I'm going to make sure that I'm getting rid of all the white spots, and this might be the end of your artwork if you so choose. If you want to bring it one step further, you can take your crayon, a different color, and color in all of the organic shapes you have created. In this project, we were able to learn about a lot of geometric shapes, and we learned how to draw them all. Then we were able to create some amazing freeform shapes. This was a ton of fun, and I hope you had fun as well.